guys, thanks for tuning in. This is going to be a new at the drugstore video. I've got quite a few things that I've just been running into here and there. There are a few where maybe they're not brand spanking new, but they're new to me. But overall, we've compiled some new products at a drugstore price range. So cheers to that. We're going to get started. L'Oreal has some new primers called Prime Lab. I actually received these in PR. This one is the pore minimizing. It has 1% AHA, LHA, BHA. Blurs pores, skin looks smoother over time, they say. The other options they offer are the dullness reducer with niacinamide, the redness eraser, which also has 4% niacinamide, and then the matte setter as well, which has 1% LHA and salicylic acid. Rosie's just trying to get on every possible surface in the room. So far she's gotten on the highest shelf and within the blinds, between the blinds and the actual window. We could just settle down. We could just sleep on the pink chair. So this pore minimizer, it is kind of pinky in color and it does feel like kind of smoothing. And I can sense what it's doing when I take it straight over my nose. That would be the area where I can see the most pores on me. And I can see kind of an immediate effect from this, but then you're gonna see it more when the makeup goes on top. But it has a little thickness to it that you feel as it blends across the skin, but then kind of, I would say, an immediate dry down. I've used this a few times. I feel like it's been good, but I think I'm gonna have to use it more and pair it with a lot of different foundations to really get a clear read on it. And the foundation, by the way, that I got, this was the one that made me say like, well, it's new to me, but it's not brand new. I know these have been out for a little while, but the newly repackaged L'Oreal True Match. So I have the kind that's in the little glass jar. I still have one of those, and it's a good, like, very middle of the road foundation, right? I always thought of it as being medium coverage, lightweight, natural looking on the skin. This now has a pump, which we love. I have it in the shade C 1.5 Cool Light, which, gosh, I have done a great job of picking out foundations that I've ordered. I got this one in person and it's off. It's too light for me, I think. But it is very thin. It's almost, I think, a little thinner than the other version was. And let me know your take in the comments section if you were a big True Match lover. But I feel like this is even thinner, and I think we're gonna make the shade work, but it's just a little light. The immediate thought for me, comparison-wise, like I think about the L'Oreal True Match Hyaluronic Tinted Serum, and I feel like that one has a little more hydration. And even that one's not extremely dewy and tacky. It's not at all, really. Yet I feel like it's a little thicker than this. Over that pore filling primer, this feels pretty matte. So thin, matte, and I'd say coverage feels light to medium with this. I would be interested in maybe getting a little bit deeper shade. Like, I can swing this for right now, but I know that as we get a little more into the summer, I'm gonna have to go a little darker than this. C 1.5 Cool Light. I see this as a solid foundation, like a good, reliable, doesn't take you to the extremes foundation, if you know what I mean. We are getting into summer, and you might be thinking, what lighter thing can I try? And this is a good lightweight option. I don't have a brand new drugstore concealer, so we're gonna just use Hard Candy Glamouflage, which is probably one of the newest drugstore concealers I bought. And I do love this. I have it in Fair. So we're just gonna do some little dots. This is very full coverage, and it's, I would say, the cheapest full coverage concealer you can get. And I've sung this one's praises a lot, but part of the advantage of a good full coverage concealer is that you can use it in tiny dots, you can layer up a little bit more, you can control what it's doing for you. So I take my little e.l.f. Duo complexion brush, and we're in the spreading phase. So we spread it out a little bit, and then I can bop over it with the larger side. Up, 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 up. So see, we're just evening out the surface area and then just dabbing over. Dab, dab, dab. Look at that. Look at that under eye. I mean, it does some great work. And this shade, I remembered thinking, oh, it's a little bit light for me, but honestly, it does really good. And in comparison to the already kind of light L'Oreal True Match, we needed a light concealer. Now also from Hard Candy, I know I've used this before, but given my newfound, like, rediscovered interest in Hard Candy, I wanted to try this again. The Chilling Wonder Sheer Envy Loose Powder. Okay, this says it has oil control. It just says apply powder over makeup to set your look and refresh skin. I remembered it being really, really fine, and yes it is. It's a super duper fine, like it's gonna gently pour its way out of those holes. It's just incredibly finely milled, and I do like that the packaging has this little thing that you can twist over the sifter to keep product where it needs to be, keep it under control. I'm gonna pick some of this up with my powder puff, and in the days I've been kind of playing with this, I have not felt anything cooling about this. And I've applied it with a brush, and I've applied it with a sponge. I know you're not going to be applying this with fingers, so like, where am I missing it? I don't think it's chilling. I get no effect, but I do think it's a nice setting powder. And it's just so fine. I can't get over how lightweight this is, but I just don't get the cooling sensation. What if I just get a healthy amount on a finger and swatch it on my hand? No, no. It's not cooling, but it's a decent lightweight setting powder. Okay, I could see applying a lot of that on the under eye and getting an over dried appearance, so beware of that. Just because it is so fine doesn't mean you have to apply a ton of it. But lightly, and lightly on the T-zone, like, it's definitely doing the work. It's called Chilling Wonder. I wonder if it's chilling for anybody. I do not have a brand new drugstore bronzer, so I'm gonna pick up this one, my L'Oreal True Match Lumi Bronze It. This is in the shade Deep. I really like this product. Nice big pan. It's cool. It's got a richness to it. It looks really pretty on the skin, and it's not like incredibly shimmery, but there's just a little bit of luminosity that comes from it, and I just really like the tone. And so often I feel like the cooler tone bronzers end up being very light, and this is a nice option if you want to keep it a little cooler, but you would like that deeper shade. Okay, so we're just getting it there on the hairline. I just think it meshes with my skin tone so well. And I hadn't tried this for a long time. I know it's been out for a good long while. Took me a while to get onto it, but I did. And then for blush, I know I just did my Dollar Tree video, but I'm going to use my LA Colors again. This is the Cream Gel Blush in the shade Admirable, and it's so pretty. It's very potent. If you want more info on some more amazing Dollar Tree finds, go check that most recent video. But I'm just going to tap this on, this pretty pink. I'm going to use my Sephora 56. Blend that in. Look at this. Easy to blend, but very high pigment. This is the softer of the two shades that I picked up. Do we add just a little bit more, maybe? Let's get a little off the tip of the product. I don't love the squeezy tube, and as I said, I feel like there's a lot of air in these little tubes behind the product, and it kind of makes stuff squeeze out, continue squeezing out after you take the cap off a little bit. Questionable, but the product itself is really good, and it's $1.25. I'm trying to keep it a little more this time on the side, like high and up here. Is she wearing blush today? Yeah, she is. Yes, I know we're in the dry spell part of the video where nothing is brand new, but I promise we'll get to new stuff on the eyes and lips. Milani, this is the Baked Highlighter in Dolce Perla. Get a little bit of that just to make those cheeks pop. See, I think especially if I don't bring the blush down as far to the apple, then I really need something incorporating it. Like, I need to at least bring the highlight down a little bit more, you know? Just to bring it all together and make it make sense. And then I know this is a Sephora product, but it's Sephora Collection, the Makeup Setting Spray 16-Hour Wear. I love the sprayer, and I'm just kind of trying to get a read on how good of a setting spray it is. It's such a fine, even mist. It really does just what I want the setting spray to do. Like, it's making everything seem a little bit more like one with the skin. I'm feeling good about the makeup. There are parts of it, like I know I love that L'Oreal bronzer, the LA Colors blush, the Glamouflage concealer, and there are other parts where I'm not really like jumping up and down for the new L'Oreal True Match. I think it's good, but I'm not like, oh, this wasn't really chilling at all, which I just think that's odd. An odd claim to put on there, you know? But still, everything's coming together to give a complexion look that I like. The whole cast did a good job, but individually, there weren't a lot of rock stars outside of what I just mentioned. Now we're gonna move on to a product I've been playing with from Wet n Wild, and I gotta say I don't love it. It's the Brow Maximizer Powder and Gel Duo. I feel like the gel, they said on the packaging that it would like disappear. It would not continue to stay visible on the skin, and I went throughout a whole day and I wasn't thinking it was visible, and I saw myself in a certain mirror and I was like, whoa, I look like I've got so much residue in my brows. And guess what? It comes in the shade Ash Brown, so we'll say nice ash. This powder also, it can be a little bit messy. Okay, so this is loose powder, and we're just gonna start filling in. And does it work? Yes, it does. In fact, I got a little much in one small place there, but look, I just got a ton of fallout on my nose that literally looks like blackheads. Oh gosh. I did not have that issue the first time. I just got it on my pants the first time. Like, there are so many easier options. Now, did that give me a soft fill-in on the brow? Yes, it did, but I gotta get that fallout off. Please, Real Techniques setting brush, don't fail me now. Ugh. Now I've got a little nose contour on that side, unintentional. Oh my gosh, I'm scared to dip back in. You're scaring me a little, Wet n Wild, honestly. Oh, it's on my shirt too. Jeez Louise. I'm a fairly careful person. Like, did I go hog wild? I don't know. And the tip, what you've got here, what we're working off of is like a little felt tip eyeliner kind of thing. And you immediately get the product off of there onto your eyebrow area. And then what am I doing? You know, I'm just like going over my brows for fun because the product wears away from that tiny tip immediately. I got it on my hands and my fingernails. Oh my gosh. And then you're gonna put gel on that doesn't really disappear. Come on, gang. I haven't been mad at Wet n Wild in a while. She's the good kid who just kind of got in with the wrong crowd for a little bit. Like, I don't know. I just don't want to mess with my face anymore. I've got fallout on this side of my nose as well. We're just gonna quit while we're ahead, okay? Yes, I do reserve a Real Techniques brand new setting brush to take care of fallout, and I keep using this old girl with the end that's been broken off for my highlighter. She has no reason to lose her job. She hasn't done anything wrong. Okay, the brow gel. It looks cloudy, you know, it doesn't look like completely clear, and then you put it on, and basically what I'm going to need to do to make sure I don't have a lot of residue is probably comb through it with a bare spoolie, but it's like thick. If you want that laminated, like you could press them down look, you could get that out of this. It feels more like a pomade, okay, less like a gel. Really thick, but it can leave the look of product. I really tried to keep it light and sheer there, and I'm gonna go back over it, double brush it now with a bare brush, just to make sure. I don't really like the stuck down, pasted down brow on me. My brows know what they're doing. I like them how they are. They've been good to me. They've come back when I took them away back in late high school and college. You be you, brows. You're fine as you are. I just fill you in a little bit, give you a little gel. We know this product is crazy. Let's just get through the day, brows. I feel a little light in some areas here. I'm gonna take just something fine. This is L'Oreal Brow Stylist. And just handle a couple things real quick over here. What are you guys thinking about American Idol? We're big fans of Megan. I've learned her name more recently, but I was just calling her a little raspy girl. Really love the girl. Is her name Wei? She has like the little baby voice when she talks, but then she's like a powerhouse. I want a girl to win Idol. I like the guys who are finalists now too, but I'm ready for a girl to win. I'm gonna put on some eyeshadow primer, and then we have a new palette alert from Hard Candy. By the way, Instagram stories will pop up memories for you of old Instagram stories that you've done. And there was another time in my past that I rediscovered that Too Faced Natural Nudes palette and thought it was better than I remembered. I think it was in like 2021. I had the same kind of vibe, like I used it and I thought, hey, this is maybe actually good. And come back, circle back around. Same opinion in the past month. This is what I saw. Okay, I thought, how long have you been there in hard candy? These are the Mantras palettes, and I do have one. I have the Every Rose Has Its Thorn. No, it's not called that. No Rose Without a Thorn is what it's called. And this is the Mantras palette, so this has been out for months, but I never saw that they had one called Play With Fire and looked like it had gorgeous jewel tones. So we're gonna try that today on top of Milani eyeshadow primer, of course. I played with this a little bit the other day, kind of on top of an existing look. So today we're really gonna go for it, okay? I know these warm tones are probably gonna be pretty, but I need to work with some of this stuff. I am first gonna go to the Sensible kind of Dusty Rose crease color. Let's just see what she can do. Okay, she's kind of soft. And I have had good luck with hard candy eyeshadows here lately. They've put out really nice little quads. They've also got larger palettes that I have one in like a purpley tone overall that I really liked, but I hope this one is awesome because it just looks like it's gonna be great. I really like the whole color scheme. Trying to work some more color into your look maybe for the summertime. Or maybe you're not. I just feel like I am. So this color's working fine. I'm just building a little more outward. I started right in my crease and now I'm taking it more up in the direction of my eyebrow. Every rose has its thorn. Now I'm wanting to take some of the red, straight up like Ruby. Okay, she's not quite as scary as she looks. Don't get too intimidated, but she shows. Why is every shadow a she right now? It's matte. We do have shimmer here, these two are shimmer, this is a shimmer, and then a shimmery gold. So there's a nice balance. Oh yeah. No complaints and really no fallout out of that one. Like it's a really manageable texture. Let it sing. I've got a decent amount of space between my eye and my brow and I am using it with that color. How do we want to do this? I'm feeling like equal richness out of these. This one has more shimmer. Let's take the purple first. Purple with a flat brush. Oh yeah. Interesting seeing that right up beside the kind of reddish crease, but we're just playing and having fun and that is, wow. Having a moment. Oh, and wouldn't that purple be pretty? Just a pop of that shade in with a look that's overall going more toward the bronziness and then like let this be a little fun pop. I think so. Just like any deeper shade I put in the outer corner, I want to make sure it's incorporating a little bit with what was already in the crease. So I take my crease brush and we're working with it. Oh, that made the color scheme just really fun all of a sudden. Whew. Yeah, I want some of the blue too. I don't want this to just be all pink. Cleaning off the brush. Here, let's get a smaller brush. So this dark teal, how dark is it gonna be? Is it gonna show off in a colorful way? It's got some shimmer so it can catch the light. We're gonna take that. Okay, it's not too dark and it's not really murky. It's showing its color. I want to put that like center of the lid and then I think come in with that lightest shimmer off the inner corner and let that do a little overlapping and it'll lighten up the teal even more. Okay, look at it overlapping that purple. Fun. Another way I could see this being fun is like working the shade, since we know it really does show some of the teal, kind of like a pop of lower liner, or do more teal on the lid and do the purple that way. Ooh, mamacita. I am really loving the finish of this shade, the color, the intensity level. I think I'm going to take a little purple. I don't want to lose the purple in the blend, so I'm just dabbing a little purple over the seam of those two shades, and it's really pretty what that's doing as those two colors meet. Hard Candy really brought it with this. Like, so far, everything's really what you see is what you get. Oh, fun. Okay, cleaning off the brush. Again, and I want to do the light shade in the inner corner because I want to see what it does as it comes in contact with that teal. She is laying down, not too flaky, and we don't want to cover up too much, but yeah, it's kind of like ushering it all in. What would we say? It's getting peacock? The blend is pretty good, I feel like. I'm kind of inclined to take a smaller brush, take a little bit, just stay with me here. A little bit of the teal, a little bit of that shimmery shade we haven't yet used that's beside it, which is kind of like the red violet crayon in your crayon box, but add shimmer. I'm just gonna real lightly take those two together and let that haze up just above that, because the blue needs something to kind of come up into directly above itself. Like, I know it's blending horizontally, but like it just needs a little softening there. So again, I just went blue and a little bit of that. Just let it roll. Let's have fun with eyeshadow again. If I'm doing it, you can too. A little crease brush. Ooh. Okay, so here's where we're at currently. Adding in a little more purple there. I think I'd like to see purple coming around the outside too. Let's do this one, the more matte color. I feel like it just kind of makes sense. That's our haze. And this is a Sigma smudge brush, but you could use even a thicker brush as well. Let it come down and around. So often I feel like when I listen to people talk about doing makeup and then reference what they're doing or not really doing with their life on that day, I feel like so often people feel like they need an excuse for the makeup they're doing. You know, I'm going to a festival, I'm going to a party. No, you can be doing nothing or nothing out of the ordinary for your life and still slay your makeup look for the day. You don't need an excuse. You don't need an occasion. The occasion can just be every day as a gift. Thank you, God. I'm gonna have fun with my makeup today. Who's motivated? Let's get out there. Grab a bright palette today. Eyeliner. I want a clean line with this one, a very clean line. I'm gonna pull out my Sephora colorful Wink It felt liner waterproof. Cookie's like, yeah. What's amazing to me is my brow product gave me more fallout than any of these bright eyeshadows did. I really like this liner. It wears really well and it's super easy to apply. And we will wing. What have we learned here? Don't sleep on hard candy shadows. These new little palettes called Mantras, look into them. And I also appreciate how much neutral is in this too. Like, don't forget there's an entire side we didn't use today, the warm neutrals, that can create a whole look in itself. Or I picture that whole color scheme playing with any one of these colorful shades individually, you know? Like, do the pop of one of those colors. They don't all have to be worn together. So there's our little wangs. I am going to pop on a lash and then we'll come back and do some lips. I put some lashes on. They're big and dramatic, but that's the vibe today. They are the style Fringe from the Sephora collection. And then I thought I have this new liner from L'Oreal. It's called Infallible Grip, and the shade is turquoise. And I thought this might be really pretty in the waterline, so let's just try it. See if it'll transfer down. Ooh, it did. Cool. Going over it a second time. Like, it looks deep, but oh, I love it. That's kind of a little detail where you may not notice it unless you're looking really close at the eye look, but I like it. And then I'm kind of smudging it a little bit in between the lashes. I know we've already got that like purpliness under there, but we could take a little, just not drag it too far down. And then we're gonna do Cali Ray on the lower lashes. Oh, this is so fun. See, that little fringiness on the lower lashes like kind of further softens. So that eye look is really fun. If you do a big lash, it becomes kind of a peekaboo type thing, but I think that's awesome. Now for lips, we're gonna be having some new lip things to talk about here and there. Like Milani's got some new long wearing lip colors. L'Oreal has like a long wearing lipstick type of thing. But first, what I wanna discuss are my new hard candy lip finds. I got yet another color of the Insta-Pout lip liner, which I love so much. These are long wearing and they have a little brush on the opposite end. And so I have a couple of great neutral shades. One is like a cool deep neutral and one is warmer. And here, this one called Perfect Match is like more of a nude. So we're gonna pop that on just for starters. Yeah, it's definitely lighter than those other two. Okay, that's what that looks like. So if you're watching me use those other ones and I've referred to them as like a nude lip or a deep nude and you're like, it's not nude, this one's the really nude one. Okay, and then these little guys. So there's a whole Insta-Pout line. There's the liner, there's like a plumping lip gloss, and these are some kind of like plumping balm, and the packaging on these is weighty and it's a magnetic closure. And there's two beautiful shades. I got Colossal Caramel, so I'll swatch that out. I got Plush Pink. There were at least a few other shades. They weren't all in stock, but here's Plush Pink. It's more pinky. The caramel one side by side with it is a little more neutral looking. I'll try the caramel one today. I'll just put it over the liner. Oh, it feels great. I love the feeling. And the other day when I had one of these on, it's kind of like a cooling sensation sets in. So that's pretty on its own. And look, snap. But then I also got the Insta-Pout Gloss. This is in the shade Love Child. Oh yeah. I didn't want the lip to be too loud with today's eye. What are we thinking with this color? Like soft, dusty rose? Super shiny. Let me swatch that out. See that color? It offers a little, even on its own. You do see that. Oh, hard candy. So this is my look today, my friends. I feel like, do we need a little more blush? LA Colors. This is the Berry Plum. This is Dollar Tree. Love this blush. Definitely recommend. Just a little bit. Yes. So fun. That eye look is really exciting for me. That's got to be one of the highest points for me right here because I'm so excited about what else it can do with just maybe one pop of color mixed in with the neutrals. Okay, the lips are giving that cooling sensation. Love these products. Check out these balms. They feel luxurious, and the packaging too. Like there's a weight to it. It's hard to explain. Don't get me wrong. I think this L'Oreal True Match is a good product. I don't have a real complaint on it. There just might be some other ones I would choose, like the Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. I feel like does a little more for my skin, gives a little more radiant look and perhaps a bit more hydration. I just love the way my skin looks after I put that on, but also, you know, this shade was a little off for me today, so that can kind of change your impression of a product, right? It's thin, it's light, it's matte. I feel like a lot of people would enjoy this kind of a formula for summertime. Check out Dollar Tree for their new LA Color stuff. They have some fun new lip products as well. If you haven't seen my Dollar Tree video, all the details are in there, and that lip. What a nice lip combo. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you again very soon. I love you. Bye.